Traveling with a house lifted by 20,000 balloons, the 78-year-old man was finally embarking on the journey of his dreams. As the familiar neighborhood faded into the distance, he was determined to reach Paradise Falls, the destination he and his wife had planned for their entire lives. He used shower curtains and drapes as sails to steer his course. The only regret was that this time, he was making the journey alone. "We're on our way, Ellie." But high up in the clouds, there suddenly came a knock at the door. Carl jumped. How can anyone be knocking way up here? He figured his hearing aid must be acting up, but then the knocking came again, clear as day. Carl decided to investigate. When he opened the door, he was shocked to find a young boy standing on his porch. "Please let me in." Though Carl really didn't want to let this kid inside, he reluctantly gave in. After all, it was a human life at stake. Looking down, he could see the skyscrapers below. Carl thought maybe he could find a way to get rid of this unexpected visitor and continue his journey in peace. So Russell ended up dangling outside on a rope. All Carl had to do was lower him onto some rooftop, but suddenly the rope slipped from his hands. This wasn't going to work. Thank goodness it was just Carl's imagination, a false alarm. He turned and walked over to the fireplace, deciding to release some balloons to bring the house down and end this journey. Russell's constant chatter forced him to turn off his hearing aid. Finally, the world went quiet, but in doing so, he also missed the approaching storm. It wasn't until a thunderclap jolted him that Carl realized how serious things had become. The house was drifting towards storm clouds, crackling with lightning. He immediately tried to change course, but it was too late. The storm swallowed them whole in an instant. Everything inside the house broke loose from its proper place, creating total chaos. Carl frantically tried to put things back where they belonged, but then the jar of coins, the travel fund he and Ellie had saved their whole lives, went tumbling down. He turned to catch the jar of change, but in that moment, all those precious memories of Ellie began to slip away too.